Welcome back, guys. This one's going to be part 6. This time we're going to be talking about life insurance. So life insurance is a big topic. It's a topic that everyone wants to talk about. Everyone wants to make a ton of money selling life insurance. Can you make a ton of money selling life insurance? You can make good money selling life insurance. But you can also lose your tail selling life insurance because life insurance leads are not cheap. Right now in today's market, we're talking about November of 2025. Life insurance leads start at $20 at some places and go all the way up to $50, $60, $70. Some of the live transfer calls, guys, are over $100 a piece. Not guaranteed to be good leads, guys. These are people we're talking about. You're going to buy a minimal of 20 leads at one time. So you're going to put out a minimal of $400 or more to buy these leads. And out of all those leads, you may call every one of them and not have a single sale. Guys, life insurance is not an easy game to get into. There's a lot of role playing, a lot of practicing, you've got to know your product. You've got to be 100% on top of your product. You have to know what you're selling. You have to qualify that customer to know what they need, what kind of insurance. You can't just pick the phone up like selling car insurance and say, hey, I work with Progressive or Travelers or whatever insurance agency you're repping and say, hey, I'm going to sell you some car insurance today. We're going to try to save you some money. Life insurance is not the same way, guys. Generally speaking, you're going to call these people on the phone and you have to convince them the fact that they need life insurance. You have to convince them the fact that when they pass away, their relatives don't want to sell their property to bury them. You've got to convince them that a GoFundMe may not help them out. And nowadays, you got a lot of people that's going to be a hard sell to because the fact they see so many people using GoFundMe pages or so many people, oh, well, I own a house and 15 cars. They can sell it and they can bury me. They don't think about the fact of these people are grieving. Now you want them while they're grieving to worry about the cost of burying you. There's a lot to it, guys, a lot to it. Getting involved selling life insurance, you're going to see a lot of new agents go that way. Why? Because they say there's big money in it. There is. I mean, to give you an idea, if you're an independent agent like myself and you sell a life insurance policy, depending upon the carrier, for just whole life insurance, you're talking about 80% of the annual premium. And I say annual premium, I mean what they pay per month, every month for a year. You take that number and add it up. 80% of that total number paid up front. Some carriers will do, we're going to pay you 75% of the 80% or 100%. We're going to pay you that now. Then when you reach the 9-month period, meaning 9 months into their policy that they've made their payments, they're going to pay you the rest of it. Now here's where that comes into play. When you talk about a final expense policy, because final expense policies cost a lot more, number one, they're harder to sell. Final expense policies will pay you up to 145% of the annual premium for the first year, meaning that if your policy sells for $1,000 for the whole year, they're going to pay you $1,450 up front. Now, that's great. It gives you money to buy more leads, gives you money to call more people. Problem being with that is, if that person a month from now gets rid of that policy, you owe the difference, like immediately. Insurance carriers don't want to wait 90 days for you to pay them back when they paid you. You have to pay them immediately, or that will stay on your record and none of your other carriers will want to deal with you. You'll get a bad reputation. So there's plenty of videos out there on YouTube of guys that make money, but there's more videos of guys that have lost their money. There's videos of guys sitting in their vehicles, letting you know the fact that they were making $30,000 a month, but they were spending $20,000+ a month in leads to make that $30,000. So I want you to think about that. So they bring in home $30,000, but in reality, they're not, because they're spending more than half of it to buy leads to make that money. And there's plenty of stories of guys that have spent that money and not sold anything Now, a lot of you are going to say, well, yeah, it's their sales routine. Possibly. A lot of it has to do with the leads, guys. I mean, I've myself gone out and bought thousands of dollars in leads to only come back empty-handed. So, I mean, look into that. The property and casualty game of selling auto insurance is a slow go, meaning that, are you going to make $100,000 your first year? No. No, 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 no. Not unless you just have the biggest connection of people and all of them want auto insurance. But can you make good money? Yes, you can. Every 6 months when your renewals come in, you can keep doubling your sales and you can keep making money. In a 5-year plan, you can be up to that over $100,000+ a year very easily. And you may be able to do it sooner than that. But it's a slow go, and it's going to be calling a lot of people. I mean, just anything with insurance, you're going to be calling a lot of people. Life insurance, you're going to be calling a lot of people, and it's going to be very expensive for those leads. So, how do these bigger companies do it? So you see these guys all the time, come work for our agency, you're going to do this, this, and this. So generally speaking, what's going to happen when you sign up to work as a captive agent for one of these big life insurance agencies, they're going to have you come on board. One of two things is going to happen. If it's a multi-level marketing type agency, they're going to bring you on board. All of them, regardless, are going to make you go through their extensive training. They're not going to let you even make a phone call to try to sell to anyone until they feel that you can overcome every objection. And that's the biggest thing with life insurance, is overcoming objections. Guys, I'm not going to tell you how to sell life insurance as far as giving you a script. I advise you, go online to YouTube, look up Cody Askins, look up David Dufert, look up Peter Roberts. These guys are great at what they do. They are awesome with handling objections. They all have tons of videos telling you what to do and teaching you. Cody Askins runs his own trainings you can pay to be part of. It's worth it, guys. It is worth it. Like I said, I don't focus on selling a lot of life insurance, but I do watch Cody's videos and I do attend some of his seminars because of the fact of he knows his stuff. He's been in the business for a long time and he knows his stuff. And you're going to find that, look for the people that are going to be honest with you when it comes to doing trainings and what you're going to make, what you're not going to make. Look at people that will tell you straight up that you're probably going to fail, because those are the people you can believe. Anyone that tells you that, oh, you're going to be successful, no matter what you do, you're going to be successful, don't believe it. Because if that was the case, every single person that wanted to be a rich millionaire selling life insurance would be a rich millionaire selling life insurance. And it just doesn't work that way, guys. It really doesn't. You have to be a sales professional to do it. And you have to be willing to put your nose to the grindstone, as they say, and be willing to make those calls. You've got to be willing to start your day and be willing to make 200 plus calls a day. Spend 5 hours or more on the phone. You may not make a sale. You're more than likely just going to be planting that seed and hoping somebody else reaches back out to you and wants to buy. You're going to be knocking on those doors again. As far as phone calls, I'm saying, do people still door knock and sell life insurance? Of course they do. But majority of people are going to do telesales. And then once you make that sale, you're going to have to still look at it and watch for people that want to bail. Watch for people that stop making payments and stay on top of them to keep those sales. So, is life insurance a good gig? Yes, it is. If you want to make money doing it, it is a very good gig. And quite honestly, if you want to get into the insurance business and you want to sell insurance, go with the life insurance guys. Go there. You can work captive. Number one, they're going to train you and provide you with training. There are plenty of places you can find that will pay you a salary plus commission doing it. If you want to work remotely from home, there are plenty of places that will allow you to work remotely from home. There are places that will let you work from anywhere you want in the world. You can travel and do it. But you're going to work 8 hours a day, people. 8 hours solid, if not more. Because you're going to have goals that you have to meet. Now, is it easy to become your own independent agent selling life insurance? It is. But, like I said, You've got to have deep pockets, or you've got to have the pockets to expend the number of leads you're going to have to buy to make those sales. So you're going to want to work for that. You're going to want to work for that. You're going to want to try to make those sales. You're going to try to do the best you can, but it's going to take you some time, guys. It's not something you're going to do overnight. And you got to be willing to put the work in for it to make it happen. Now, some other things when it comes to selling life insurance. You have so many different products. You've got whole life, term life, return of premium, whole life, term life, final expense. You've got a ton. You've got a lot of products you're going to have to learn. Well, you're also going to have a lot of carriers you're going to have to learn. Generally speaking, when you're selling life insurance, you're dealing with multiple carriers. No one deals with one carrier. They all deal with multiple carriers with multiple products. You're also going to get very good at learning people's medical conditions because it comes along with underwriting. You have to fit certain underwriting practices to make that work. Property and casualty, not so much. Property and casualty, you know that when it comes to writing a homeowner's policy, that if you're dealing with travelers, they're only going to take homes that are 70 years or newer. You're going to learn that when it comes to certain insurance carriers that they're not going to insure someone that hasn't been continuously insured for more than 6 months. Some carriers are only going to take people that don't have any DUIs on their record, but you can learn that very easily. Life insurance has a lot more that you have to learn. So you just have to be willing to put the work in regardless of what you want to do. Now, what about if you want to sell everything? You want to do life insurance, homeowners, you want to do everything all together. What I would tell you to do if that's the case, go work for State Farm, Allstate, one of those big companies that only takes captive agents, unless you have an independent agency of your own that you're purchasing through them as a captive agent. Go work for them as a captive agent. They're going to teach you how to sell life insurance. They're going to teach you how to sell umbrella. They're going to teach you how to sell property, casualty, commercial. They're going to teach you everything that you need to do to sell the different types of insurances. Now, are they going to teach you to do some of the sales techniques that a true dedicated life insurance company is going to teach you? No. A true dedicated life insurance company is going to teach you how to deal with objections. And that's the number one training, is not how to sell, how to deal with objections, how to deal with the person that says, I want to think about it. How to deal with the person that says, I don't know if I have the money right now to do it. I mean, to give you an example, and like I said, I'm not going to teach you how to sell, but how would you overcome an objection to somebody that says, I want to think about it? Number one, you remind them, hey, you do realize that if you passed away tomorrow, you have no coverage because you want to think about it. Your family has nothing. If we get you set up right now with a guaranteed written final expense policy, your coverage starts, and every one of them has a different start date. Some make them wait 30 days, some make them wait 2 years before it pays out fully. But some of your guaranteed issue stuff will issue right away. Very expensive, but it issues right away. And, that's some of the stuff you want to look at is, that's how they do the sales. You have to know your product. You have to know what you can sell these people that's going to work for them, take care of them the way it needs to, but that they can afford also. Like I said, I'm not going to teach you how to sell that stuff, guys. Maybe in another video, we'll go through it and we'll do some different sales training techniques type things, some role-playing stuff, kind of give you an idea. But for life insurance, if you want to go after it, guys. But my advice would be, just coming from me, being a newbie myself, my advice would be go to a captive agency, go to a State Farm, go to Allstate, go to one of those captive agencies. You're going to get great training on how you can sell everything. You can still go out on your own, guys. Like I said, read your contract though. When you go to work for a captive, read your contract. Make sure that you don't have something locking you in saying you can't do anything for 2 years, because they do that. Now, here's another thing, guys, and I want you to think about this. When I talked about multi-level marketing, MLM, you're going to hear that a lot in life insurance sales. What that means is they're going to bring you on. So another agent that works for that company is going to hire you and bring you on. you're going to become their downline, meaning that everything you sell, they make money off of. But guess what? They're going to want you to find somebody to work under you. Everything they sell, you make money off of, then the other person makes money off of, almost like a pyramid scheme. Here's where it comes into play though. That person that's working under you loses money and quits and goes. Guess who's responsible for paying that back? You are. So can you make money doing those? Yes, you can, because the more people that work under you, the more money you're making. But you can lose also. And usually they have very hard exit contracts. Exit, guys. Exit is the key word to remember with insurance contracts. It's not how hard it is for you to enter and become part of their association. How hard is it for you to exit? They all have an exit contract. They all have things they'll let you do and not do. So don't just get excited when you hear about, we're going to give you free leads. We're going to give you free training. We're going to pay you this. We're going to pay you that. That's all well and dandy. What happens when I'm no longer happy and I want to exit? Get a copy of that contract, guys. Don't sign it right away. Read it. Think about it. If you don't understand it, get someone else to help you understand it that does not work for them. And if you're still confused, throw the contract away, say thank you, not interested, and go somewhere else. Contracts should be easy to understand. You should not have to try to decipher them. If they're something that's written in a way to where you have to decipher it, then they've written it that way to make it hard for you to exit. So just remember that with any business stuff. A contract should be easy to understand. It should not be something you have to decipher. But remember the exit clauses. That's very important. Or else you could get yourself locked into where your very first contract's your last contract. I don't want to see you do that, especially when you're new to it, you know. But like I said, that's life insurance. I didn't cover everything on it. I covered some just to give you a heads up. And we're going to dig deeper into it as these videos go along. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next time. Please like, please subscribe. Send me a comment. Send me in the comment section what you would like me to cover. If there's something you'd like me to cover, put it in the comments section. I'll be glad to do the research and cover it for you guys. Till then, thank you and see you guys later.